What are you doing here?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Bits in Gory 2022 unboxing. This time we're going to be taking a look at Sweet Home, originally on the Famicom, but now for the NES. From Flashback Entertainment, who, very quickly, they're actually out of business now, which is very unfortunate. I really like their products. I've unboxed a few before. I will be unboxing a few in the future. So rest in peace, Flashback Entertainment. But as you can see here, we opened up the shrink wrap. But this is actually, when I recorded this video, it was the first time actually looking into it. It was the night that I started my playthrough. Synopsis here: a team of 5 have traveled to the deserted mansion of the deceased Ichiro Mamiya to photograph and restore his priceless frescoes for a documentary. Suddenly, the door is locked behind them, and they soon discover the mansion is haunted by an evil spirit. Guide the group through this place of evil, for their survival is held within your very hands. A truly horrifying experience with creepy settings, disturbing atmosphere, and horrible monsters waiting around any corner. Play through the game to uncover the mysterious plot full of twists, turns, and life-or-death situations. This game is unlike anything you have ever experienced before. Guide your teams through this house of residing evil. Different characters have unique items, so choose wisely. A chilling tale that will haunt your dreams for nights to come, and discover clues to what is going on by photographing the various frescoes you come across. For one player only. Now, I don't think I mentioned it yet, but this is actually the inspiration for Resident Evil. Sweet Home is technically based off of a Japanese horror movie of the same name, which I have yet to watch. It's a really cool game. I hope you guys actually go back and watch my playthrough and the review that's probably going to be dropping tomorrow or the day after this does. But yeah, taking a look here at the product itself. High quality stuff from Flashback, as always. On the inside, we're going to have a cartridge and dust sleeve, as well as a styrofoam. Obviously, we're going to have the instruction manual, but then we'll also have a poster and a map and some stickers. They like to throw, well, they liked to throw, again, they're not in business anymore, little goodies in here and there, such as these stickers, which I will get to in a second as it falls out here. I have a few of these in my game room currently, nothing new to me, but maybe new to you. Nice little Mario medley there, and Kid Dracula of Castlevania / Konami fame. Pretty cool. It's always good to get these little extras, you know? Again, very high quality products. I'm definitely gonna miss them, for sure. So the first thing that we're gonna be looking at here is something that is immensely useful for the playthrough, and that is generalized maps for all of the areas in the game. Not necessarily labeled as far as the items go, but it gives you a good overview of the interconnectivity, as well as you can kind of like look and, you know, path stuff out. It's super cool. I reference this a lot throughout my playthrough. And here you can see another synopsis. Basically, I'm not going to read this one to you guys. It's pretty much talking about the same stuff about Ichiro Mamiya and his frescoes, and you know, go in and you kind of find them and document them and stuff. But the one thing that I will touch on briefly is they discovered that Lady Mamiya, Ichiro's wife, their young son fell into an incinerator, and she basically went crazy, and to provide him ghost playmates, she killed a bunch of children and then committed suicide herself. This is a very dark story, and you could easily see why this never came out in America. It's just so very obvious. This is probably one of, if not the most adult-themed Nintendo games on, well, I guess technically Famicom, right? But super duper cool for a horror fan like me. Loved it, loved the atmosphere, and this map was very useful. And I previously touched on it, but we also have a pretty cool poster, and if my basement wasn't already stocked to the brim with posters, I probably would hang this up. We'll see. Maybe I could find some room for it. I really did enjoy this game. It ended up being one of my favorite Nintendo games I've ever played, to be honest with you. A very cool rendition there of the cover art. It actually looks even better blown up, surprisingly. So obviously they got a pretty good source file to work with there, because typically, like, you know, if it's a little bit smaller or older quality, blowing it up won't look as great, but it looked better than the cover in my opinion. And here we have probably a 3D printed dust sleeve, and here is the cartridge itself. You could probably tell the Reproduction cartridge is a little bit lighter gray than your typical NES cartridge. You know, that's good though. I mean, it's not a real game, so you gotta have something to kind of like signify that it's not. End label, pretty cool. Top label, pretty cool. And there's the specified Flashback Games back. Again, their website is down to my knowledge and they're out of business, so don't bother trying to buy. I guess this is a collector's item now, right? But obviously cartridge works great, battery backup works great as well. And now the meat of the matter, aside from of course the maps, is the instruction manual. The one thing I will say about the manuals, especially these Japanese games that got translated, sometimes there will be translation issues within the manual and inconsistencies between the manual and the game itself, where something might be called something in here, but in the game it'll read something else, depending on which translation hack is used. We have an intro to the story there, and now breakdown of the different characters. Kazuo, Ryo, Akiko, Asuka, Emi on the other page there. I think Ryo is known as Taro in the translation patch. That's like one of the examples that I was talking about. And there you have Yamamura, who you see a few times throughout the game and helps you. Going over the controls here. Looking at the active menu. The one thing that I will say, one of my minor gripes about the game is the menuing is pretty clunky. It's a very inventory heavy and menu heavy game. You do have to get used to it, so it's good that this instruction manual does break it down the way that it does. But ultimately, the best way to learn how to do this stuff is to just do it yourself and learn over time. And I will admit, even as I beat the game, there were times where I still clunked around through the menus, but pretty cool stuff. Here we're going over the items that you could find throughout your quest. They are all unique, whether they are weapons or things that you will use to traverse through the mansion. The characters have tools, and sometimes the items are kind of like doubling up. You have objects here as well, things that you could search or use throughout your playthrough. And we have a mini bestiary of enemies here in the back. Really, really cool sprite work. Love the sprite work in this game. It is very high detailed, high quality, and honestly guys, borderline spooky at times, I will say. Can't really say that the NES/Famicom held them back in any way, because this game really kind of just hammered everything home. Amazing graphics, atmospheric soundtrack, I wouldn't say great, and just an overall spooky time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this unboxing, and if you did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And as I mentioned, my playthrough should be up, and the review will be up shortly if you want more Sweet Home action. And as always, guys, you know, happy Halloween. Hope you enjoy your October and you enjoy this content. And I'll see you guys sometime soon. Take care.